Since childhood, many of us heard the same warning: don't swallow the watermelon seeds, they're bad for you. Some people even joked that a watermelon would grow in your stomach if you swallowed them. So, over the years, most people developed the habit of carefully spitting out every single seed and throwing them straight into the trash. It became automatic, almost like a rule of how to eat watermelon. But today, I want you to pause and think about something. What if, every time you threw away those tiny black seeds, you were throwing away a concentrated source of nutrients that your body actually needs, especially after the age of 40, 50, or 60? What if the real mistake wasn't swallowing the seeds, but not using them the right way? In this video, I'm going to talk to you as if you were sitting in a doctor's office or a nutrition consultation. We're going to break myths, look at the nutrients inside watermelon seeds, and understand how they can support your heart, your energy, your blood sugar, and even your digestion, when used correctly. Stay with me until the end, because once you understand the truth, you may never look at watermelon the same way again. You might even feel a little regret thinking about how many seeds you've already thrown away in your life. Are watermelon seeds dangerous? The myth versus reality. Let's start by answering the question that scares most people: is it dangerous to swallow watermelon seeds? The honest, science-based answer is, for most healthy people, no, it is not dangerous. Swallowing a few seeds will not make a watermelon grow inside your stomach, it will not get stuck in your intestines, and it will not cause a health disaster. Your digestive system simply doesn't work that way. When you swallow the seeds whole and they pass through your system without being chewed, your body barely absorbs any nutrients from them. They behave similarly to many other small seeds: they go in, they go out. So if it happens occasionally, there's no reason for panic. What really matters is how you intentionally choose to use these seeds in your diet. Of course, there are always exceptions. If you have a condition that affects your digestive tract, such as a history of intestinal obstruction, diverticulitis, or strict medical instructions to avoid seeds, then you must follow your own doctor's guidance. Every body is unique. But for the majority of people, especially those without specific gastrointestinal disease, watermelon seeds are not a threat. In fact, when properly prepared, they can be a valuable part of a healthy diet. What's inside watermelon seeds? Tiny seeds, big nutrition. Now, let's take a look inside these little black seeds with a doctor's lens. Watermelon seeds are much more than just dirt inside the fruit. They are naturally rich in healthy fats, particularly unsaturated fats, which are the kind of fats associated with better cardiovascular health when consumed in moderation and as part of a balanced diet. These seeds also provide plant-based protein. That means they can contribute to the repair of tissues, the building of muscle, and the feeling of fullness after a meal. They are not a complete protein source like animal products, but they add to your daily protein intake in a natural way. Along with that, they contain fiber in their outer layer, which supports digestion and helps keep your intestines moving. In addition to fats, protein, and fiber, watermelon seeds are a natural source of important minerals. They provide magnesium, which is essential for the function of muscles and nerves, iron, which helps carry oxygen in the blood, zinc, which is involved in immunity, wound healing, and skin health, and phosphorus, which is important for bone structure and energy production. Some B vitamins can also be found in these seeds, supporting metabolism and brain function. In other words, inside something most people throw away, there is a small nutritional package created by nature. Heart, blood pressure, and circulation, a small ally for your cardiovascular health. As we age, one of the main concerns is the health of the heart and blood vessels. Blood pressure starts to rise, cholesterol becomes a topic of constant discussion, and many people end up taking medication for the rest of their lives. While medicine is essential and must never be replaced without medical guidance, there is something very clear in research: what you eat every day has a deep impact on your cardiovascular health. Watermelon seeds, because they contain unsaturated fats, can be part of a diet that supports healthier cholesterol levels when they substitute or reduce unhealthy fats, like those from deep-fried foods and ultra-processed snacks. Unsaturated fats tend to be associated with better profiles of good cholesterol when included inside a balanced eating pattern. They're not magic, but they are a healthier type of fat. The magnesium found in watermelon seeds also matters for your blood pressure and circulation. Magnesium participates in the relaxation of blood vessels and in the regulation of muscle contraction, including the heart muscle. Diets that contain an adequate amount of magnesium are generally linked to a lower risk of hypertension and better metabolic function. Once again, we are not saying that eating watermelon seeds will cure high blood pressure, but that they can be one of the many small daily choices that, over time, help protect your heart and blood vessels. Energy, blood sugar, and satiety, why seeds change the game. Most people think of watermelon as just a sweet, watery fruit that refreshes on hot days. That's true, it's mostly water and natural sugars. The red part hydrates and provides quick energy. But when you combine the pulp with the seeds, you change the nutritional profile of that snack. The seeds add protein and healthy fats to the fruit. This combination tends to slow down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, creating a more stable energy curve instead of a quick spike followed by a crash. For people trying to control appetite, avoid constant snacking, or keep their blood sugar more balanced, this can make a difference, especially when integrated into an overall balanced, controlled diet. Protein and fat also increase satiety. That means eating watermelon with some of its seeds, especially if they are roasted and sprinkled on top or blended into a smoothie, may help you feel full for a longer period of time compared to just eating the sweet pulp alone. For those who struggle with cravings and end up reaching for cookies, chips, or sweets shortly after a snack, this extra satiety can be very helpful. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, it is essential to talk to your doctor or nutritionist before making big changes, but from a nutritional standpoint, the idea of combining carbohydrate from the fruit with protein and healthy fats from the seeds is a smart strategy. Digestion, immunity, and skin, hidden benefits in the details. Beyond energy and heart health, there are some quiet benefits of watermelon seeds that many people don't notice at first. The fiber in their outer shell can support digestion and intestinal health. When you roast and lightly crush the seeds, they contribute small amounts of fiber that, together with a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, help keep your intestines working regularly. Regular bowel movements are important not only for comfort, but for detoxification and overall health. The zinc present in watermelon seeds also deserves attention. Zinc is a mineral involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions in the body. It supports the immune system, helps with wound healing, and plays a role in skin health. People with insufficient zinc intake can experience a weaker immune response and slower healing. Watermelon seeds are not the only source of zinc in the diet, but they can contribute to improving the variety of foods that provide this important mineral. The presence of iron and B vitamins adds another layer of benefit. Iron participates directly in the formation of red blood cells, which carry oxygen to all parts of the body. When your body receives enough iron and B vitamins together with other nutrients, your energy and mental clarity can be better supported. Once again, watermelon seeds are not a cure for anemia or any disease, but they are one more natural piece in the nutritional puzzle that helps your body function well. How to eat watermelon seeds the right way, practical tips and cautions. Now that you understand why these seeds are interesting from a nutritional point of view, the big question is, how can you actually include them in your routine? The most practical and popular way is to roast them. After eating your watermelon, separate the seeds, rinse them in water to remove any pulp, and let them dry. Then, spread them in a thin layer on a baking tray and roast them in the oven for a few minutes, until they are dry and lightly crunchy. You can use a small pinch of sea salt or herbs, but avoid adding too much oil or salt, because that reduces the health benefits. Once roasted, the seeds can be used in many ways. You can sprinkle them over salads, oatmeal, yogurt, or fruit bowls. You can blend them in a smoothie together with the red pulp of the watermelon and other fruits, so the seeds are broken into smaller pieces and the nutrients become more available to your body. Some people even grind roasted seeds and use the powder as part of a homemade granola or as a topping for smoothie bowls. However, there are important cautions. First, watermelon seeds are calorie dense, just like other seeds and nuts. A small handful is usually enough, there's no need to exaggerate. Eating a whole bowl of seeds every day is not necessary and can add more calories and fat than your body needs. Second, if you have a history of allergies to seeds or nuts, or if you have digestive problems, it's very important to speak with your doctor or nutritionist before including them regularly. Natural does not mean risk-free for everyone, it means that, when used with knowledge and moderation, it can be beneficial. Stop wasting what nature gave you. Now you know the truth, watermelon seeds are not enemies, they are tiny nutritional allies that most people have ignored their whole life. They contain healthy fats, plant protein, minerals like magnesium, zinc, iron, phosphorus, a bit of fiber, and B vitamins, all inside something that usually ends up in the trash. The next time you cut a watermelon, remember this video. Before automatically throwing the seeds away, ask yourself, am I wasting a gift that nature put inside this fruit for my health? Instead of seeing them as a problem, you can start seeing them as a bonus. You don't have to eat them every day, and you don't have to eat a lot. But learning how to roast them, sprinkle them on your meals, and enjoy them in moderation can be one more smart habit on your journey to better health. If this explanation helped you, if you learned something new about watermelon seeds and you feel you'll never look at them the same way again, then do one thing for your health and for our channel. Click like on this video, share it with someone who loves watermelon, and subscribe to Healthy Fruits. Here, we show you, step by step, how simple foods, many that you already have at home, can become powerful tools to transform your life.